solve each equation on the interval. So we have two equations, 2 cosine 2 theta plus 1 equals 0, and down here root 3 tangent theta over 2 minus 3 equals 0. Okay, so let's isolate the trig function first. So move 1 over, so subtract 1 from both sides, so 2 cosine 2 theta equals negative 1, divide by 2, so cosine 2 theta equals negative 1/2. Now I want to assume let x be 2 theta, then this equation becomes cosine x equals negative 1/2. Now we are looking for the angles x whose cosine is negative 1/2. Okay, and we have the quadrant rule, all science students take calculus. So cosine is negative in the second and third quadrant. Okay, so without negative sign, the reference angle cosine of 60 degrees pi over 3 is 1/2. So pi over 3, cosine of pi over 3 is 1/2. Okay, but we are looking for the answers in second and third quadrant, so the corresponding angles pi over 3, so we get 2 pi over 3, so x equals 2 pi over 3, and in the third quadrant that's 4 pi over 3. Okay, now since x is, this is not the final answer because x is 2 theta, and that is x is 2 theta equals 2 pi over 3 comma 4 pi over 3. In fact, once we find one angle, we can always go 2 pi, one full circle, and get that angle again over and over. And in this case we are trying to find the angle in between 0 and 2 pi. Look, this is 2 theta. When we want to find theta, we need to divide by 2. So we can go beyond 360. If it is 720, when we divide by 2, it will be still in 360. So these are not the answer, so we need to go for more. So one more, so 2 pi plus first angle. Okay, it's like if this is 2 pi over 3, then we go one more round and come back there. From there 2 pi over 3 all the way. That's 2 pi plus 2 pi over 3, and again 2 pi plus 4 pi over 3. In fact, we can go 2 pi, one more 2 pi, so 4 pi plus first angle comma 4 pi plus second angle. That will be also an answer, but when we divide later by theta, those extra angles will be outside of 2 pi, so we don't want to go for that. Okay, because we have to stop at 2 pi, and we are taking two additional angles, I mean one more circle, because we are dividing by 2. So let's add these two angles. 3 times 2 6 plus 2 8 pi over 3, 3 times 2 6 plus 4 10 pi over 3. So we have 4 angles. Then the final answer theta is, we need to divide each angle by 2, because 2 theta equals this angle, then divide by, this means 2 on the bottom, 2 and 2 cancel, pi over 3, 2 on the bottom, so 2 goes 4 twice, so 2 pi over 3, 2 on the bottom, 2 goes 4, 2 goes 8 4 times, so 4 pi over 3, 2 on the bottom, 2 goes 10 5 times, so pi over 3. So these 4 are the answers. Okay, next, root 3 tangent theta over 2 minus 3 equals 0. Let's isolate tangent, so move 3 over, so we have root 3 tangent theta over 2 equals negative 3 over just 3. Now divide by root 3, then we get tangent theta over 2 equals 3 over root 3. we can in fact simplify this number 3 over root 3. 3 is same as root 3 times root 3, so that when I write in this way I can cancel root 3 from the bottom, and root 3 on the bottom. Now root 3 cancel, then that's root 3. So we got tangent theta over 2 equals root 3. So theta over 2, not a nice angle, so let's assume x, let's take x be theta over 2, then this equation becomes tangent x equals root 3. Now we want to find the angle x, angles x whose tangent is root 3. Okay, and tangent is positive, so that will be in first and third quadrant. In the first quadrant, the reference angle, tangent of, we know that tangent of 60 degrees is root 3, so pi over 3 is the first angle, 2 pi over 3. Now this is 4 pi over 3, so the x is pi over 3, and here is 4 pi over 3. Okay, we don't have to add 360 in this case. In fact, this might be even outside of range. It's a half of theta. Okay, we'll see here. That is, x is in fact theta over 2 equals pi over 3 or 4 pi over 3. Then to isolate theta, to get theta by itself, we need to multiply by 2. Let's multiply this angle by 2. That is, now multiply by 2 means 2 on the top, 2 pi over 3. Multiply this by 2 on the top, so 2 times for 8 pi over 3. 8 pi over 3 is bigger than 2 pi. Okay, 8 over 3 is 2.6. This is bigger, so this is outside of our range, because we are supposed to find all the angles up to 2 pi. So in fact we didn't have to write this, and this is the final. Okay,